Alright, hey, hello everyone, and what do I got here? Well, I am looking at some cards. I am teching for the Synchro Cup. Right here you can see this is my deck list I got going on. It is a nice deck list. It is something that I'm just fiddling with here, and it's very strong actually in the Synchro Cup. You would think Crystons need a little bit of XZ summoning, but no, they can play pure Synchro pretty well. And so we're going to climb the Synchro Cup, and then we're going to climb the ladder, and yeah, the one card that doesn't work is the Goatee of the Deep Beyond. Unfortunately, we need a fish tuner for that, so I was playing some of that. Climbing real easy with this deck. Yeah, very fun. So I could put in one more Christian card. Let me just put in maybe a... one of these. I'll just put in one more of these. Or I could just get one of these, put in like the little 4 tuner. That'd be interesting, huh? But then I can go into a 9. Yeah, some fun stuff there. So yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of Christian Ice Trade, and we're already I was streaming, or not streaming yesterday, but I was playing it yesterday, and I got so far with this. Tyrone and Philippi, let's go. The migraine is back. That is true. Migraine is back. We're gonna give our opponents migraines. Foolish Burial Goods is really good with the deck. I was actually thinking of including it because what it could do is, you're right, it could send Clockwork Knight to the graveyard, which is really good. But the only thing is, I just don't like if I have Clockwork Knight in my hand and there's nothing really to send. I mean, I could add Metal Foes Fusion, right, which is always another good Foolish Burial Goods target. So if I do that, right, then I would need this, and then now I can either discard Clockwork Knight or discard Metal Foes Fusion. And that's pretty good because sometimes you want Clockwork Knight to go to the graveyard, because Clockwork Knight lets you discard a card. You could discard your own Smiger, your Thverstern, always pretty good stuff. And a lot of cards will work from the graveyard anyways. Like you could just send Tidal to the graveyard, has a good effect to special summon itself. And then you have the level 3 tuner. You can go into any of the level 10 tuners that you want here. There is a lot of good stuff. Dragon Ruler is really good here because what this card does is you basically send this card and another water monster to the graveyard. You can send any one monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that means you could send Smiger to the graveyard. You can send Thverstern to the graveyard, and those both get you full combo, really. It's basically like another copy of Foolish Burial when you use this. But also what's really cool is you could send your cards, your water cards from the hand. So if you have a lot of these are water cards and these just work as well as the graveyard in your hand anyway. So it's free fuel, and or this guy can come out. He's a level 7. That's why we put this level 3 tuner in, because you can make any of these level 10s. There's a lot of stuff we could do on our opponent's turn with the Excel Synchrons. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, we've summoned some of these cards before. Phoenix is pretty hard to summon, but I believe it or not, Quan Draganax, or whatever that guy's name is actually a bit easier to summon. So yeah, let's look at our match history. We ended with a kind of a lose streak, but we were actually killing it before that in the Synchro Cup using this deck. So yeah, don't even look at our deck. So well, let's take a look and let's jump in. Let's jump in here. Let's go right away. But then sometimes Phoenix, you can't even summon it because it's just not the right deck. All right, what we got here? I'm going second. We do have a number of going second cards in our build, such as the Forbidden Droplet. We're running one Spooky Dogwood. I think we've got a couple of cards. Yeah, see, there's Forbidden Droplet. 33% chance, always lucky. Forbidden Droplet's great because look, these 2 cards, you want to send them anyways. They're pretty much free. So you want to send these things. Pretty good. We got Sword Soul here. Pretty typical. Not really scared of Sword Soul. Actually, the new Tenyi stuff is pretty deadly. I will say that. The Tenyi Infinity is absolutely insane. So I don't know if he's going to go into that. Let's see if he goes into the new Sword Soul stuff. Because that stuff is nuts. He's going to look like he's going to synchro into his Grandmaster. Grandmaster's going to let him get a card here. This is going to let him draw a card. And yeah. So... yeah, I would say Crystron is weaker in endgame Nibiru. I still run this card right here, Samurai Destroyer. So I can always tag out into Samurai Destroyer and special summon. If I had whatever I had on the board, I could special summon it back. So as long as it's my machines. So really, I get to bring my, most likely it's Exoskeleus back, or Exoskeltus I could bring back. Or sometimes I do have Excel Synchron is a level 5. So he's a machine too. All you need to do is just get another level 5 with that. There's Bear on the floor. The bear has hit the floor. Again, we're not really worried. We actually want 2 cards immediately to droplet, because we want to droplet, send 2. We're gonna get, this guy's gonna get our Tristanos, and this guy usually grabs inclusion, so we could actually bait with this first to see if he's got an Ash Blossom. So maybe we'll do Smiger first to bait with Ash Blossom, then go into the first turn. But the only weakness then is Droll and Lockbird. But I always play around Ash Blossom instead of Droll, because more people play Ash than Droll, and so you should always play the percentages. And that's what we're gonna do there. Yeah, no, you only get 1 machine back, and you only really need 2. So you get 1 machine back, but then usually a lot of times I'll have Christian inclusion. They'll make the fatal mistake of leaving their hand glowing because they don't put it off. So usually it's look at the little guy on top of that. Did you see that? You see the little guy right there? I thought that was pretty cool. But that was a nice little animation, the little guy on that. So he's got 3 deadly cards, and I really want only just 2 cards to send to the graveyard. But you know what? I guess I could just send a 3rd Smiger. That's not too bad. With Droplet. Maybe I'll still just use Droplet for 2. There's Sulfonier. Sulfoniers can be our 3rd card, because he can work in the graveyard. The only thing is, if one of these is called by the grave, I got to make sure that I do that real quick. But either way, there's a lot of options here. Forbidden Droplet's going to carry me real hard. So let's see. Forbidden Droplet, come carry me real quick. Let's send 1, 2. I kind of only want to send 2, because if he destroys my card and his, then I can't use Forbidden Droplet. If it's Blackout, right? If Blackout, what is this? Target 1 worm you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. Oh no, that's fine. So we could send this. So we'll send 3, because I don't have 2 cards on the field right now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Cleared that out. That was a nice easy clear. Let's start with this. I know I said I want to play around Ash, but there's I'm also playing around Called by the Grave now, and I didn't want that to get called by. So that's really important to me. Now I have the anti-Called by the Grave, and I've got a lot of stuff here. Now we can do this next. See if I can just, this is just a bait here. This is the bait. If he's got Ash, that's what I am just baiting. I'm going to grab the cluster now instead of having to worry about it later. And now let's see. Will he do? No, he will not. So now we're going to do this. We can always send the 2nd Smiger, because, you know, Smiger's the tiger. And we're going to go do this. Bada bing, bada boom. And now we're off to the races here. We're going to activate this. Reminder, we're still not locked into machines yet. So we could always do some fun stuff until, even if I special summon this, I'm not locked into the machines until I special summon this from my hand or grave. So that's pretty cool. I can potentially